I want to talk about something that makes a lot of high performers uncomfortable. Not because it's hard, not because it's complicated, because it sounds soft. Emotions. Specifically love, appreciation, and gratitude. I'm going to show you why dismissing those as soft is one of the most expensive mistakes a high performer can make. Because those states are not feelings. They're physiological inputs, and their inputs are measurable, documented, and profound. In the last video, I walked you through the 5 heart math techniques. In 2 of them, quick coherence and heart lock-in, I mentioned activating a genuine positive emotional state as part of the practice. I said that emotions like love, appreciation, and gratitude produce a measurable biochemical response. Today I'm going to show you exactly what that means, because this is the part of coherence training that surprises most people. Not the breathing, not the HRV measurement, not even the neuroplasticity. This. The discovery that the emotional states most people have trained to set aside, to be efficient, to stay sharp, to not get distracted, are actually among the most powerful physiological tools available to the human body. And high performers, by systematically suppressing them, have been leaving an enormous amount on the table. Let's go back to something that I said in video 1. The heart sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the body. And the nature of those signals, ordered or chaotic, coherent or erratic, directly influences the brain's function. Your cognitive clarity, your emotional regulation, your perception of the world around you. Now here's where the research adds to that picture. The signals your brain sends to your brain are profoundly influenced by your emotional states. When you're in a state of frustration, anxiety, irritation, even low-grade background stress, your heart rhythm becomes erratic, disordered. The signals going to the brain are chaotic. Your cortisol is elevated, your DHEA, the vitality hormone, is suppressed, and your immune function is compromised. When you're in a genuine state of appreciation, love, or care, your heart rhythms shift. It becomes smooth, ordered, coherent. The signals going to the brain are ordered, organized, and supportive. Your cortisol drops, your DHEA rises, your immune markers improve, your cognitive function sharpens. This isn't just a metaphor. It's not positive thinking. This is cardiovascular physiology. Your emotions produce the heart rhythm signals the brain, and the brain regulates the body accordingly. Emotion is upstream from physiology, and that insight changes everything. Let me introduce to you the hormones that high performers are chronically short on. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. I call it DOSE, D-O-S-E. These are the hormones most associated with well-being, motivation, connection, and resilience. And they're produced naturally and abundantly in a coherent state. Dopamine drives motivation, focus, reward responses. It's what makes your work feel meaningful rather than depleting. Oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone, drives trust, connection, and a profound sense of belonging. It also has cardiovascular protective effects. And serotonin regulates mood, sleep, appetite, and cognitive function. Low serotonin is directly associated with anxiety, irritability, and poor sleep quality. How about endorphins? Your body's natural pain modulators and resilience builders. They're what allow you to stay ahead under sustained pressure without burning through the reserves. Now here's the problem. Chronic sympathetic activation, hypervigilance, suppresses all 4. When your nervous system is running in fight or flight all day, the hormonal environment it creates is dominated by cortisol and adrenaline. And cortisol, in chronic elevation, directly suppresses the production of every one of the DOSE hormones. So the driven, high-output, never-stop lifestyle that most performers live in, biochemically is depleting the exact hormones that make high performance feel worth it. That's not judgment, that's chemistry. And here's what coherence training does. It creates the internal conditions for DOSE hormone production, not through external substance, not through supplements or a drug, from the inside, through deliberate cultivation of the emotional and physiological states that signal the body that it's safe to produce these now. Love, appreciation, gratitude, genuine positive connection. These aren't luxuries. They're not a soft addition to a performance stack. They're the inputs that produce the hormonal environment performers are actually trying to live in. If these emotional states produce such a powerful physiological benefit, why do so many high performers systematically avoid them? Here's a few reasons. The first is identity. Many people have been trained, explicitly or implicitly, that emotions are distractions, that sentimentality slows you down, that the most effective version of you is the version that keeps feelings out of the equation. That's a useful adaptation in certain high-pressure environments, but it comes at a cost. And over time, that cost compounds. The second reason is that positive emotional states can feel vulnerable, especially for people who built their identity around strength, control, and self-sufficiency. Opening to love, appreciation, or gratitude requires a kind of softening that the hypervigilant nervous system actively resists. Let me be practical for a moment, because I know what some of you are thinking. I can't just feel appreciation on command. That's not how I work. Fair. Let me give you what actually works. The key word in quick coherence and heart lock-in is genuine. Not performed, not manufactured, not telling yourself you should feel grateful. Genuine. Which means you need a specific anchor, a real person, a real moment, a real thing in your life that when you bring it to mind, something actually shifts in your chest. It doesn't have to be profound. It doesn't have to be the most meaningful thing in your life. It just has to be real. For some people, it's their kids. For some, it's a moment in nature. For some, it's a specific memory of a time when things were right. For some, it's as simple as their dog that's always happy to see them. The size of the thing doesn't matter. The authenticity does. And here's what I've found is working for high performers on this. The ones that have been most defended, most shut down from positive emotional states, often find that when they first access this in coherence, something unexpected happens. Not overwhelm, not breakdown, relief. Like a system that's been running on fumes finally got what it needed. That the body recognized something that's been missing. Emotions are not soft. They're your biochemistry. They're the upstream driver of your heart rhythm, your hormonal environment, your cognitive function, and the state of your autonomic nervous system. And the specific emotional states that most high performers have been trained to set aside, love, appreciation, gratitude, genuine care, are precisely the ones that produce the physiological conditions where real performance gets rebuilt. This is not becoming someone different. It's about giving your body the inputs it's actually designed to run on. In the next video, we'll talk about the 90-second rule, what happens inside your body when a reaction hits, and how the way you respond to it in that first 90 seconds determines whether it runs your day or it dissolves entirely. Subscribe if you haven't, drop a comment, tell me if any of this shifted how you think about the role of emotions in performance, and I'll see you in video 7.